What do we mean by aging well? In our parents' generation, there was less attention given to the aging process. Today, if you type aging well into Google, there are over 70 million pages on the internet that mention the subject. You'll find thousands of articles about potions and lotions that promise to keep you looking young. Amidst all the marketing and promotions, there's also plenty of good practical advice on the internet about taking care of your diet and staying active. Of course, it makes sense to stay healthy and active for as long as we can. But no matter how much we care for ourselves, we can't stay in optimum health forever.
So, what do we mean by aging well? Some say that having financial security is the key, but wealth provides no guarantee that you will age well. Many rich people become increasingly concerned in later life about being separated from their material possessions. No matter how healthy or wealthy we are, if we lose a sense of meaning and purpose in later life, it is hard to age well and be truly happy.
Without a sense of purpose, it's easy to drift into old age with sadness and regret. Without a sense of direction, life can become meaningless. The aim of this course is to help us clarify our purpose so that we can age well, regardless of health or wealth. But first, let's have a look at why it's so difficult to age well.
One of the challenges we face in the second half of life is that we live in a youth-orientated society. Youth has always been desired and envied, but never more so than today. Youth is glorified in the entertainment industry and exploited by advertisers and the media. Looking and feeling young is equated to happiness and well-being. It's not surprising that a growing number of people resort to Botox and cosmetic surgery to stay looking young, despite the physical and psychological risks.
At the other end of the spectrum, there's a constant stream of images and messages that tell us that being old is negative. Old people are often seen as unproductive and a burden on society. It's hardly surprising that so many people want to stay young for as long as possible. Most of the leading influencers on the internet are under the age of 25. So there are many people feeling past it and over the hill at the age of 30.
No wonder so many people in their 40s and 50s experience a personal crisis.
Always been ageism. It's been in most cultures throughout history in one form or another. But we may be the first generation to question and change the way people see aging. There's an opportunity now for us to leave a valuable legacy for future generations, if we model ageism for them in a different way.
We have grown up in an ageist culture, so it's not surprising if we have adopted plenty of ageist beliefs ourselves. Many of us have internalized the ageist message: young is good, old is bad. We might berate ourselves for not being able to function as well as we did in the past. If we're frustrated by technology, for example, or battle with opening some packaging, it might make us curse being old, being who we are. It can be hard for our ego or self-esteem when we forget something or struggle with daily life. A few years back we might have seen these tasks as simple, but now we have to grapple with them. It takes a conscious effort to be mindful of our age so that we don't slander our own life.
If we do get frustrated with ourselves for not being young, then we've internalized the ageist views of our culture. We are who we are. We are the age we are, and we have a vital role to play in the interdependent universe. So it helps if we're fully aware of our own ageist views. They're a burden to us and an obstacle to us accessing our inner power. Moving into the stage of a mature adult is difficult because many of us have absorbed and internalized ageist attitudes. We've had decades of hearing that youth is good and being old is bad.
There are real challenges to getting old, but there are challenges in every stage of life. Birth is challenging. Becoming an adult is challenging. So how do we best meet the challenges and age well? Many government and academic studies have shown one of the key factors in aging well is a sense of purpose in life. After retirement, many people report that they have less direction. They're not driven to achieve as they once were. They're not motivated to get things done in the same way as when they were younger. This may well be a blessing, especially in the early days of retirement. The pressure is off and there's a sense of freedom from the rigid structures of society.
But many people in retirement become aware that after a while they miss that sense of direction they used to have. Perhaps having a sense of purpose in our life was easy when we were younger. In the first half of life, we may have set goals for ourselves. We may have created financial or fitness targets. We may have made New Year's resolutions to improve our lifestyle in some way. There was more motivation back then when we had any number of decades ahead of us.
In our earlier days, we may have had strong determination to achieve various things, a successful career, a lovely home, good relationships, or a healthy bank balance. In later life, it helps us age well if we have complete clarity about how we want to be rather than what we want to achieve. As we grow older, it's empowering to be fully conscious of our values, our boundaries, and what we stand for.
Over the following programs, we're going to look at how we can create a strong intention for our life that will help us now and into the future. We call this a life intention. It's a personal statement that you will devise for yourself that will help you, no matter what may happen.
A life intention is not about getting a specific result or a final achievement. It's about maintaining a focus and enjoying this stage of the journey. By creating a powerful life intention, we can bring meaning and energy to our everyday existence.
Over the course of our lifetime, we've seen huge social changes. The status of women and the societal views regarding gay men and women and minority ethnic people have improved. A great deal has changed. Are we ready for one more revolution?